Well, folks, summer is coming to a close here in just a few weeks, and what a summer it's been. Though I haven't done a lot of comedy or definitely not a lot of podcast episodes, plenty of cool things have happened. We'll talk about it right here on the Laser Show podcast.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance, dance.
Brio, brio, ya. Brio, brio, ya. Brio, brio, ya. Brio, brio, ya.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 25. Wow, okay, this is a big one. 25 is actually my number that I was when I played football in high school. So very important episode to me. Damn, why don't I just talk about high school football? That's what the episode could be. Do I want to do that? Not really. There's not much to say. I sucked. I got injured a lot. I broke 2 ribs once and had to sit out like most of my junior year. But I wasn't any good. I got a few interceptions. I played corner and receiver, but I never played receiver because we didn't pass ever. It was fine. And the friendships, well, they haven't really lasted. I actually hit them up, a whole group of them a few months ago, and said, hey, random, let's do a boys trip, man. Haven't seen you guys in 15 years. And they were mostly not interested. So that's how that goes. But upward and onward, welcome to episode 25. It was also my sister's number. She played soccer, and we didn't even coordinate that. Ain't that something? Irish twins we are. 13 months apart. I don't know if that's Irish twins. Maybe you have to be a year to be Irish twins. We're 13 months apart. Anyway, what a summer it's been. I record this currently right now as we speak on August 26th. Probably put it out tomorrow, the 27th. So we actually have 25 days left of summer. Right? Isn't the solstice on the 21st? I hate when people are like, summer's over. Yay, when August is over, summer's over. Nah, most of September is the summer. You gotta go by the solstices. You can't just go by like the months. Most of September, you think of September as fall because school starts. Football starts. Fall things. But they actually start in the summer. So plenty of summer left. 2 months have gone by. I have not done an episode since June 21st, which was the first day of summer. Wow. What a summer it's been. I had a birthday. I went dancing with a few of my friends. There's a good amount of people came dancing with Old Rye. It was mostly good. My friend Taylor got pickpocketed. That really sucked. People just be pickpocketed. They went into her purse and got her phone and like all her stuff. What the hell? People are so good with their little pickpocketing. Maybe I should just do that. Cause like I'll tell you, I'm broke. I'm gonna just like YouTube like little pickpocketing tips. I think that could be big for me. Other than that, I just got back from a little trip to North Carolina. We did a Birdies. Guys, I was in a movie called Birdies. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a golf movie. I did that a few years ago. And they've done 3 tournaments to raise money for to start filming Birdies 2, which is hopefully going to start shooting next year. Little Birdies 2 coming. But they're trying to raise money for it, and they've done this is now their 3rd tournament, which is like a bunch of teams sign up and pay money. Then the winner gets a prize. And the guys from Birdies, the movie, we just kind of cruise around on golf carts. We just get drunk and annoy people all day. It was pretty sick. That's their 3rd year doing this, but it was my first year going to it. And because I had some other probably bullshit, some shows. No, I think last year I was doing my big West Coast tour, and that was like very important. But I don't know. I am certainly like, I really didn't know what I was missing. I mean, I'm going to this every year. I'm not missing this ever again. It was so much fun. There's a comedy show. That part sucks. that I have to do a comedy show. But then I get to go to the tournament and cruise around and get drunk and annoy people all day. No, the show was fun. I got hammered, and but everyone in the crowd was also very hammered. So it was just like a mess. It's not. I'm hammered when I did like 50 minutes and I didn't do any jokes. That ain't good. It's not like I'm up there zip zap zop Matt Rife in it. I'm not crushing crowd work or anything. I'm just fucking drunk idiot. But it went. I think people had a good time. It was a goofy old time. They were just drunk and yelling, and I was drunk and yelling back. All in good fun. I think people had fun. The bartender after was like, "Yeah, I heard the comedy show was really funny. Yeah. Heard people really liked it. I heard you were too drunk." I was like, "Damn, dude." And I was, but I think it was a pretty good time. I think, mostly. Definitely sloppy, but mostly a good time. And then, so that's just at this country club in Reidsville, North Carolina, where there's a club called the Penrose Park Country Club. And so they've hosted this now three years in a row. So that's the first night is the comedy show, and then everyone drinks at the bar. Oh man, a fucking fight broke out. No, it wasn't even a fight. Oh god, it was this poor girl at this bar. This bar in Reidsville, North Carolina, at this country club. Her name was Miranda. Shout out Miranda. Hey, I'm on your side. Hang in there, Miranda. Poor Miranda. It was her first night working at this bar, and I was like, the main bartender guy, the owner of the guy that works in the kitchen and everything. He was like, "Hey, this is Miranda's first night. Young girl, first night." I was like, "Dude, your first night is the fucking Birdies Tournament show night? Because we're going to get fucking wasted. And it's going to be like wild." I knew that for sure. Because I've done this country club before, weirdly enough. Unrelated to Birdies. 2019, I performed this country club. And I got so drunk, I had to be taken home and I threw up. People fucking party down here. And that mixed with, it's all the Birdies guys that I haven't seen in like a couple of years. And we like to have a good ass time. This poor girl. But it seemed to be going well until after the show, everyone's getting wasted. And then this kid wouldn't, it was like a young kid sitting on the bar. He wouldn't get off the bar, I guess. I don't know. It was very, I didn't see it happen. I saw the aftermath. Then I saw security footage. But the kid was sitting on the bar. Then the owner of the bar got mad that he was sitting on the bar. And he was like, "Hey, get off the bar." And the kid was like, I like sitting on the bar. And then the owner of the bar dragged him off the bar. And then he tripped and they both just went down to the ground. And he ripped the kid's shirt off. 26-year-old kid. And it's against this 60-something-year-old man. And we're all like, "What the fuck?" And then the kid left. It wasn't like a fight. There was no punches thrown or anything. It was just a wild moment. They went tumbling to the ground. I was talking to some old woman at the bar when this happened. I was fucked up. I see those two go for a tumble. He gets carried out by my boy Sam. Good job. Sam ripped this kid off the ground, picked him up, put him in a full Nelson. Good shit, Sam Reed, the strongest guy in the group. Dragged this kid outside and was like, "Get out of here." And this was Miranda's boyfriend, this kid. I didn't realize this till way later. And Miranda gets into a fight and ends up just quitting. Quitting on the first fucking night. And I literally, the first thing I said to her, I was like, the first night you're working is the fucking Birdies party? Oh, God. Well, hopefully she hope she lands on her feet. And then the next day was the golf tournament, and we had to be there pretty early, and we were pretty hungover. All of us. There's 5 Birdies guys that were in the movie and involved in the movie. Fun little golf movie, check it out. Sequel maybe coming at some point, maybe not, and that's fine too, as long as we're having fun. Second day was this golf tournament, and it's sick. They were just like, "Yeah, just go." 17 teams of 4 sign up, and they play Captain's Choice. Best hit, everyone goes from there. And the winning team was fucking 15 under. I don't know, so they said. And the guy from the winning team was the owner of our Airbnb that we were staying at. So, small town stuff. Kind of everyone knows everyone. Everyone's kind of in the neighborhood. 15 under he got. But me and my friend Reed, we were just heckling people, and they were hitting their shots, and we were just fucking around, and then everyone moved on from the hole, and then it was just me and him standing there. There was a golf cart near us, and I was like, should we just take this golf cart and just go around and mess with people? And everyone's drinking all day. Everyone's like, people decorate their carts. The teams, they all like dress alike. They coordinate outfits, a lot of them. That's awesome. There was these women in these pink tops and these white skirts, and they decorated their carts, and they were like giving out, like, they had these mixed shots, this picture of these mixed shots they were giving out. Fun ass team. They were all like about 60. We'll get back to them later. Go around. So we take this golf cart, and didn't find out till the next day that was just some guy's golf cart. That didn't belong to the club. That was a guy's personal golf cart, and we stole it. And then at the end of the day, he took it back, and we didn't realize that. And then he had all of Reed's stuff in it for the whole rest of the night. Poor Reed lost his phone. Yeah, because we accidentally stole a guy's personal golf cart, and we were using it. We left all his weed and his phone in it, and his wallet. But anywho, that's the golf cart we were cruising around in all day, and then there's first and second place got prizes, and there was a putting contest that no one won, holding one contest that no one won. But there was a first and second place winner, and then afterwards, people are hanging out, and it's all people in like their 60s. They all live in Reedsville. And this guy goes, "Hey, we're going to this guy's house. His name is Steve Cities. His last name is City, Citty or something like that. We're going to Cities." I was like, "Cities?" I thought that was the name of a bar or something. He goes, "Hop in my cart." I hop in his golf cart. We cruise just a block away to this guy's house, and it's everyone from the tournament, and all these older people, and they're all just partying in the backyard. And there's a pool, and there's like a brand new room that this guy just built. There's a katana in the room with a brand new flat screen. I mean, people are just having a good ass time. Hot tub. I'll tell you, I'm there for probably 5 minutes, and these women with the pink shirts and the white skirts, they just take their tops off, and they're going down the water slide. Titties out. One lady got completely naked. And they were just taking their titties out and going down the slide. I was like, this is the best day of my life. I can't describe how much I regret missing the previous two Birdies tournaments, and I will never miss another one. They're going down the slide, titties flopping out. The boys finally, I went by myself. I didn't even go with any of my boys. It was just me and these older people. They seemed cool, and I just left with them, and I didn't care who showed up. Then all my boys got wind of it, because everyone at this tournament all lives in the same, like, 3 fucking blocks. And they all have golf carts, and they just cruise around, and they go golf together, and they drink together. And it's the sickest life. And they all look great. That's not true. Some of them look great. Most of them look great. But they're just having a great life. Then the boys show up. We all start jumping in the pool. I stripped down to my underoos and I jumped. They went down the water slide. It was really fun, but I did get beat up. Sharp right turn on this water slide. Throws you around like a rag doll. I cannot believe these older women. I don't want to call them old. They're about 60. The one I talked to and got her age, she said, "I just turned 60." So I'm going to assume they're all about that age. And but it's not the type of age I want flying down this water slide. It's not like a nice curve shape. It's a 7. It's a 7-shaped waterfall. An L, not even an L shape. It's a straight. It's an acute angle. And throws you into the pool. But it was really fun. Did that. Had some nice sleep. Got some nice sleep. End of the Birdies tournament. They want to do maybe another one in October. I don't know about that. But I'll definitely go to, like, if they do it, an annual thing. Man, the work it takes to make a movie. I simply admire the hell out of it. And maybe I could do it someday. But man, oh man. It's not an enviable, all the stories. Anyway, that was the Birdies tournament. I also had I went to a family reunion, and that was a couple weeks ago. Hey, have you guys ever been to Lake George, New York? Have you guys ever been to it? It's in upstate New York. It's kind of by Albany. Or maybe it's Albany. Who knows? You know you're not supposed to say Nevada. You're supposed to say Nevada. And you're also not supposed to say Boise. You're supposed to say Boise. These are things that some people might not know. Everyone knows the big ones. Everyone knows you're supposed to say Louisville. Yeah, some people don't know that, but you're supposed to say Louisville. You're supposed to say Oregon, not Oregon. But some lesser known ones, you're supposed to say Nevada, not Nevada. And you're supposed to say Boise. That one sucks. Oh, you guys knew that from the Boise episode. Yeah, that one is so stupid. I'm not going to say fuck Boise. I thought it was a pretty nice town. It was just really those Mormons. Anyway, family reunion in Lake George. This was, in fact, my idea. This was 2 years ago. I emailed. This is our first family reunion on my dad's side since, folks, 1995. This is our first family reunion in 29 years. We got a whole new crop of cousins and shit that are gotta meet. And I don't know how the kids did. I didn't pay attention. There was probably 15 kids at this reunion. I don't know how they did. I don't know if they bonded with the other kids. I don't know who became friends. I don't know if any of them talked at all. I was not paying attention to the kids. I have a niece and a nephew. I hung out with them a little bit. Other than that, I don't know. A lot of these kids, I don't know their names. I'll tell you, some of these kids, I honestly don't even know their names. There's so many children. Very nice kids. Seemed like they had mostly a good time. I don't talk to kids a lot. There's a couple of them were cool. Talkative kids, but, I'm not going to start that. You got to start the conversation with me. I'm shy. I'm a shy 36-year-old man. But they all seem pretty nice. A couple of them very, very cool. And, boy, just partied. Met a new cousin. New cousin just dropped. Very exciting stuff. Or I haven't seen her since I was 7 years old. And now, boy, we party. Found a new party cousin. That's very exciting. So it was my idea to do this Lake George thing. Or it was my idea to do the reunion. Excuse me, I misspoke. It was my idea to do the reunion. I actually did not really want to do Lake George, if I can be completely honest. I pitched some cities to my family I thought were pretty cool and fun options. Because we also live, most people are on the East Coast, but a few of us are on the West Coast. I think we should go central. I was thinking Dollywood. I was thinking the Ozarks. I was thinking somewhere in Colorado were some options that I put in my PDF that I threw out to the whole family and did a vote. And then it was just kind of a not a definitive vote and a lot of concern about some of the places. And we eventually gave up and said, why don't we just go to Lake George, New York? Because I have a lot of aunts and uncles and my parents go there like all the time. So they're very familiar. They know it's perfect for a family reunion, which it is. Beautiful lake town in upstate New York. So many families, a lot of weddings happening. Great for a family reunion, and they know the area. So they said, let's do that. And I said, fine. But if we do that, I'm not planning. I was going to fully be the head of planning for if we went to one of my places I suggested. But because we were going somewhere that wasn't my idea, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to plan it then. And I didn't. And my uncles and my dad, they really planned the whole damn thing. And it took a lot of work. But I think I could have done a fine job. Honestly, probably not. That's way too many people. I had to have not an interview, but a meeting at a travel agency recently. Because I was thinking that could be kind of a cool job. Little part-time job that I might be kind of good at. And maybe more than a part-time job someday. The idea of, I love planning trips for my friends. I've just done it a few, but that's also different because that's like my friends, so I'm planning, and also planning it for me. So, I guess that's the part I really like about it. So maybe I wouldn't really enjoy doing it for other people, but I did think about being a travel agent. It's just a part-time thing. Met with this a travel agency company that you can be like an independent contractor through, and they have like a training program. I'm going to try that. See how that goes. That could be something different. A little part-time thing. Do comedy, do acting, start a little travel agent. I have to start like my own business. So that's what I'm going to do after I record this. I'm going to apply to start my own business. I have no idea what I'm doing. I did just get a digital address because I don't want my business to have my real address on there. And so I had to get it notarized. I've been talking to some notaries. So they're just called a notary, huh? The people are called notaries, not notarizers. And the thing you get is called a notary. So that's kind of stupid. Yeah, these people, they just wait by the you hit start notary, and you're immediately connected to a person, and they go hello, like they were just waiting for you. It happens so fast. There's no wait at all. So I don't know if they just sit there and people keep popping up, because I wasn't like, it was insane. There was no way for this website to know I was gonna just do that right away. I wasn't really filling too much stuff out for very long. Not like the notary was sitting there waiting for me to click and enter. He didn't seem to. I had went through 2 of them because one of them I screwed up an address. I really shouldn't do this, huh? I really should not. Then I got to get insurance. Pretty interesting episode this is, huh? I would have to get insurance for, like, in case I fuck up, and I like fuck up someone's trip and it like costs them a bunch of money, or they like sue me because the trip gets fucked up. I have to get insurance for that, for my business. I want to be a little business owner, dude. It'll be sick. I'll be a little business owner. I got my little business. That surely won't fuck up everything. Doing taxes for that. Oh, I'm going to go to jail. I got to figure that out. But it could be something. Just something to try. I went into this company and met with these 2 ladies. And they seem to like me. I think they have nothing to lose by hiring me on. It's not even a hiring thing. It's just like I would work independently, and they would help me, and then take half of my commission. So I would make like very little money, but I had something to do. I had something to do in this stupid fucking life. Anyway, reunion was good. Oh, at the end, as my cousin, my new favorite family member, drove me to the airport, and on the last day, and so one of the days got rained out. Man, this trip it happened so fast. So this is, as I told you, 2 years in the works. I've been looking forward to this family reunion for fucking 2 years, and it happened, and it went by so fast. I cannot believe it's over, and that was just such a part of my mind for like 2 years. Get the whole gang together. I guess we do it for like weddings and stuff, but that's pretty rare. But one of the days got rained out, and right by Lake George, New York, is Saratoga, the racetrack, and we were going to do that on a Friday. Actually, the girl I sat next to on the plane was going to Albany for work. I forget where she lived. Who gives a shit? But she was going to Albany for work, and it's for like the weekend. She said, I'm going to the horses on Friday. And I said, I'm going to the horses with my family. And we exchanged numbers, and I was going to go meet her at the horses. It wasn't like a flirty thing. She just seemed friendly. Maybe, I don't know. She had a hijab, you know. It was hard to see her whole head since she was wearing a hijab. And I tell you what did a great hijab was the rain. The rain really came down on Friday, and the horses got canceled. And so no horses got to happen, and I was really looking forward to those horses. I didn't give 2 rats' asses about meeting this girl from the plane, but it is cool to meet someone on a plane. How rare is that? I got one guy's number on a plane once. He was just really well traveled, and I thought he was really interesting. And then also, I kind of was having some suitcase trouble, and he got my number so that he could give me some suitcase advice. Never did talk to him again or anything. I guess we really exchanged numbers for this suitcase drama, and I'm calling it suitcase drama because I'll be honest, I don't super remember what it was. I think my layover was just really short, and he wasn't confident that my suitcase can make it on the next plane. That's honestly exactly what it was. Yeah, I had to sprint through the airport in Istanbul on my way to Switzerland. That could be an episode. Oh, I thought of a great episode idea, by the way. I'm going to write that down. Switzerland episode. And I thought of another episode that I've now been doing a few sports podcasts just as a guest, as a Panthers fan. Also, I've become such a podcast guy. I was never a podcast guy. Even when I started doing this podcast, I never really listened to podcasts. But now I listen to these sports podcasts every day. And I'm constantly going on and seeing if they're uploading new stuff. And that, I just listen to the audio. And I don't need the video at all. So I don't feel bad for not having video. I don't want to do video. I'm in my underwear right now. I'm sitting on my couch in my underwear. It's not even my best pair. I don't want to have to film all this shit. So, no, I don't feel bad, but I do feel bad for not uploading regularly, and so I do promise that I'm going to try to upload more episodes. I'm definitely going to do one after my... God, I got to go to Florida in September, and I don't know, I haven't really heard anything about these one of the shows is still not even on sale yet, and the other two, man, I don't know. One I'm fairly confident in, my agent got me, and then the other one was just I don't know. This club had to switch. He switched to, I was supposed to do Tampa, and then he said you can't do Tampa anymore. I double booked. Do you want to do Wesley Chapel? So I'm going to be in Wesley Chapel, Florida, which is like a suburb of Tampa. So I don't know. That was a very informal email back and forth between me and this booker. So a lot of like lowercase, not a lot of punctuation, really pretty bad communication. So don't know how that show's going to go. Looks like a huge room. I Google imaged it. The stage looks fucking huge. But I'll be in Naples, Florida, followed by Wesley Chapel, Florida, outside of Tampa. And then I will be in Miami, Florida. And that one has still not put the tickets on sale. And that's also pretty questionable communication there. I don't know how many of these shows are going to go. Listen, Orlando. I've been trying. Oh, my God. You wouldn't believe how many fucking Orlando venues I reached out to. I posted some Florida shows, and I swear to God, I got like 5 or 6 comments that were like, you got to do Orlando. It's more than any other city that has ever commented on anything before. Especially, I mean, they always have, but especially on this Florida post. It was Orlando, Orlando, Orlando. So I was like, I tried, man. I hit up so many, like, breweries and any place that does comedy, and it just didn't happen. No one responded, or a couple people did, and it was just, like, bad. Or maybe one did, and it's just, like, it fell off. They just ghosted. That happened with one of them. But I really tried. But I don't fucking give a shit about Orlando, so I don't care. I've had a really bad... No, I have no problem with Orlando. I don't think. I guess I just stayed there that one night. I stayed there one night when I had to go get my bag back from Spirit. Orlando, I'm not like excited to go to. What is in Orlando? There's Disney World, but I'm not gonna go to that. I don't know. Show me a cool bar. I guess I only went to an airport bar outside of Orlando that one time, and it was like, but it was an airport bar. What was that guy's name? The white Mamba. Excuse me. I can feel my voice going. But I have been doing a couple, going back to what I was saying many minutes ago. I've gotten to be a guest on a couple of sports podcasts. And there was a third one even that I was going to do. And that I had to move that, but that's coming. Just because any like sports podcast that has guests on to talk about NFL teams, a lot of them I'm the only Panthers fan that they know. And so they have me on. And I'll talk Panthers, but I'll just do it as a little guest on their podcast, and sometimes it's really quick. I got to do Bottom Line Bombs with CJ Sullivan. That's one of the podcasts I listen to every episode, and I got to be a guest on that, which is really cool. I'm such a fan. I'm a fan of the program. But I was thinking I'm going to do an episode, and it's going to be the Panthers episode of the Laser Show podcast. Past, present, future. It's going to be a long-ass episode. Actually, I don't know. No, yeah, it will. I have so many things to say. I'm going to tell the whole story of how I became a Panthers fan, growing up as a Panthers fan in New England. It's going to be such a boring episode, probably. Unless you're like, here's how but I'm going to separate it into two kind of things. It's going to be my analysis, because I do want to do a little bit of a dive into my analysis and feelings for this coming season. And believe me, they're pretty good. My feelings, I'm pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty good, and I do think everyone's pretty wrong. I think everyone's wrong. But it's everyone. Man, everyone's wrong, seems like, except me. And, there's a few fans, maybe a few crazy fans. But I think they're all wrong, and I'll do a little deep dive. Probably put that episode out maybe next week, huh? What if I do back-to-back weeks? Hell, maybe even I was gonna say less than a week, but I'm not gonna do that. Who knows? Never say never. But then I'm going to do that Panthers episode, a deep dive, but then also like my stories from my life. That one's for the girls. When I do the dive on the season and my analysis, that part's for boys. And then when I tell my stories from my childhood about getting beat up, that one's for the girls. I never got beat up. I did get teased a little bit. I got a hat ripped off one time. Never got beat up. Hey, still never been beat up. That's not true. I got punched, I guess, in the face. I guess that's not beat up. He didn't beat me up. He punched me once in the face, and I didn't punch him back. What if I write? That should be an episode. That time I got punched in the face in 8th grade and didn't punch him back. I don't regret it or anything. I don't think about it very often or anything. My braces got stuck in my lip. And I went home and I told my mom, "What the hell happened to your lip?" She didn't say hell. My mom would never say something like, she's a saint, this woman. She said, "What happened to your lip?" I said, "A kid punched me in the face." She goes, "Did you punch him back?" And I didn't even think of it until she said that. I was just like, "What the hell? I just got punched in the face." I completely forgot you could punch them back. Like, what the hell? What a fucking loser I am. But she goes, "Did you punch him back?" And I said, "No." And she went, "Good." I'll remember that forever. I disagree with her. I profoundly disagree with her. I really wish I had punched back. But knowing the way that I do punch, and I've never been in a fight, but I have punched those arcade machines. And if I know anything about how I do punch, I sometimes will miss. That's happened to me twice. Once I really grazed it really lightly, and once I just I think it just completely missed. So they'd had one of those, by the way, and that does haunt me too, because people were obviously watching. But they had a punch machine by the way, Lake George, New York is all arcades, dude. It is arcade city. I think I went to 3 different arcades on this trip, and there was a 4th one that looked the nicest of them all. But people were getting sick of the arcades. But in one of the arcades, they had a punch machine, and now I know how to do it better. I watched people on Instagram do it once, and I was like, yeah, you got to really rotate It was just that girl. You guys see the video of that girl on Instagram who rocks she's like a boxer, and she fucking rocks the shit out of it. But she really does a torque of the torso. It's not all fucking shoulder, and it's a lot of keeping your arm in one position until you hit and then extend. Don't extend way before you get to the thing. I also went to a batting cage a year ago, and I realized I swing way off from where I think the ball is. I missed 20 times in a row, and then I was like, you know what? I went to a batting. It's about a year ago. I went to a batting cage with friends, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna swing in a completely different spot than where it looks like the ball is going. And I started doing that, and I started just cranking them. I was jacking off. I started just cranking one out. No, I started hitting the ball, swinging at a place that I was just telling myself, swing way off from where you think it is. And turns out I was way off. So I started swinging way higher. But I was looking at the ball. I was looking the ball into the thing and swinging where I thought that was. And I was like, God, I must have been a foot off. So that and the punching machine, maybe my hand-eye coordination, not great. Little athletic things, perhaps a reason why I was never successful at football. But we'll get into that in my high school football episode. which will start with me quitting Pee Wee football and end with me texting all my high school football friends to do a trip somewhere, and then no one wanted to do it. That's not true. Some people wanted to do it. Wonder if any of them listen to this episode. Hey, if any of my high school boys listen to this episode, listen to my podcast, I really don't think any of them do. But if any of them do, hey, leave a comment on my Instagram. Tell me you made it to the Elk. And tell me what's up. Should we do this trip? I was like, let's go to New Orleans. They were like, no, we've gone to New Orleans too many times. I was like, oh, you've literally never once invited me. They all hang out. I don't know how many of them hang out. None of them hang out with me, that's for sure. But I want to get the boys back together. It'd be so fun to get the boys back together. Last time the boys all got together, I had that person. I was at a bachelor party, and that person was thrown onto my head, and I have a bulging disc in my neck and a bulging dick in my pants. Anywho, what the hell was I talking about? Future podcast episodes, blah, 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 the reunion. Okay, yes. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do the Panthers episodes, and then I'm going to do my Florida stuff. And then I promise after that I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit more regular, because I've really learned to appreciate a regular podcast. I'm such a fan. And I can't imagine, as you, the listener, a fan, wanting more content from me, and I make you wait over 2 months? I'm sorry. I'll try to be better. But also, yeah, I never watch these podcasts I listen to. They're great for driving. I like to just, if you're watching an entire podcast, it's like an hour, you're watching it, what are you guys doing? Put up the video. We want to watch you want to watch this? What are you, John Horan? John Horan, my friend, watched my whole video. Okay, I guess people like it. John Horan's one of these fools that's going to lose a lot of money on the Panthers this year. Not a lot. He's not going to lose a lot. He's going to lose $100 to me. But I'm telling you, man, and of course we'll dive into this next week, episode 26. But trust me, folks, you're going to want to bet all the overs. What else just happened? My birthday. I had a birthday. It was my birthday. We went dancing, and Taylor got her thing still. Birdies. I wrote some things down to talk about the reunion. Oh, I went to Mexico. There we go. I went to a bachelor party in Mexico City. My friend Tony's bachelor party. And it was on the 4th of July weekend in Mexico City. And all sorts of things happened. I could really do a whole podcast episode just about that. Probably. But probably shouldn't, because boy was it debaucherous. All sorts of things happened. I got E. coli. First of all, the main thing that happened was that I made out with a trans woman. That's the thing that really rocked my world. I was in love. Man, I was lit. Hoo-wee. So I guess I'm like a real ally. Because goodness gracious, this girl was so beautiful. And then this guy told me that she was a man, and I was like, damn it. But I was also like, fuck it. That's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. It honestly made it easier knowing that she was a man. I was less nervous. I'm like, oh, okay. I was so nervous talking to this hot girl. I'm like, oh, you're a dude. It's fine. Dudes are way cooler to talk to. That's why she's being so cool. And she was gorgeous. And I was drunk as hell. And boy, did we kiss. What a night. Anyway, then I got E. coli. I don't know if it's from that. Probably not. It's probably from all the poop I was eating. And I was drinking all the water to wash down the poop that I was eating. And I think I got E. coli. I mean, everybody was shitting their pants. And that's normal. I think everybody was shitting their pants. No, not shitting their pants, but they were having diarrhea when they got home, and I think that's totally normal. But I had one extra symptom, which was my eyes were getting all fucking gross. Listen to this. So my eyes are all fucking gross. I'm waking up in the morning after I get back from Mexico, and my eyes are all fucking gross. I say, what the hell? It's nasty. I won't get into too many details, but you can imagine. It's just gunk. It's a simple word, and it grosses people out. There's a lot of gunk. It's gross. In my eyes. In my eyes when I woke up in the morning. For a few days, I thought at first it might have been allergies or something. But after a few days, I go, this is gross. And I went to urgent care, and that's when I learned that I have lost my health insurance. I went to urgent care to see what's going on with my eyes. Because I looked up, I was doing like WebMD, and it was like you could have syphilis or herpes, or you could be going blind. And I was like, oh goodness, I guess I should go to urgent care. And I went to urgent care, and they were like, your health insurance isn't going through. I said, what the hell? I call my health insurance, and they say, yeah, you don't have us anymore. I said, oh, okay. It was through SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. And if you don't make enough money in a certain year, which I did not last year, or in the past year, I was about $5,000 short of the requisite amount of money to make through SAG. And they'll just drop you. And they won't even tell you. They'll tell you, but they'll keep it pretty mum. I said, why didn't you tell me that? Because this was like 2 weeks into me having lost it. They go, we haven't had it since July 1st. I was like, what? They said, we sent you a letter in like a couple months ago saying you were going to lose it. And I said, you sent me a letter? I did not see a letter. And also, don't send me a letter. If you're taking away my health insurance, please call me. That's huge information. You're just going to send me a letter and just hope I see it and never follow up. And I'm going to lose my health insurance. That's hugely important, in my humble opinion. I don't know. This is the way I live, I guess. I'm pretty rough and rowdy. So health insurance is pretty important to me because I'm pretty rough and rowdy. I do a lot of falls. Some of them actually go viral. Actually, to be honest, my falls are so sick and sought after. You guys got to check out my viral fall. Have you seen my viral fall? Did a fake fall, and we kind of filmed it to make it look like it was a real, we staged it to make it look like a real fall. Usually I just do it my friends will film it, and it'll just be as a joke. But then this one we were like, let's try to make it go viral as a joke, and it worked. People are so stupid. Goodness gracious, are people stupid? And everyone just goes, this is fake. Yeah, it is. That's what's funny about it, you fool. Anyway, lost my health insurance. Not a great time to lose my health insurance, as I have gunk in my eyes, as you know. I'm doing physical therapy for my shoulder right now, which is just fucked, I suppose. Seems like it's just fucked. If anybody could offer some help or advice, I have a bone spur. I have a bone spur on my collarbone. And before I had to stop going to physical therapy, the doctor told me that he thinks that's what's causing a lot of the problems. He's a young kid. He looked at my MRI, and he said that, and that's what I had been saying. I don't know if he's just blowing smoke up my ass by agreeing with me, but that's what I think is happening. If anyone knows anything about that, because they say don't get surgery, but I think to remove a bone spur on my collarbone, that's pretty minimally invasive surgery, might be on the table someday if I get my health insurance back. Please do reach out if you know anything about that. Of course, always want to avoid surgery, but is it minimally invasive? Doesn't it sound pretty minimally invasive? One doctor told me it was minimally invasive. He said you go in and they shave off the little thing, and that's it. They sew you up. You leave that day. It's not fucking that crazy. It's just shaving a thing off. You're not sewing things or cutting things. You're just shaving off an excess growth. That's not that bad. But hopefully I can get through it. Anyway, I was doing that. I broke my toe in Yosemite, trying to do like a, when you hold your leg like a figure four, and then you try to jump through the hole with your other foot, like a breakdancing move. Tried to do that, landed on my toe, broke it. Toe's been broken for 4 months now. Still have trouble bending it, but I was seeing a doctor about it. It is healing. Slowly healing. But there's still a chip in it, in the bone. It's been 4 months. And I have to every day I have to stretch it out, put it in the hot bath, and try to curl my toes for 10 minutes, and then I have to ice it for 4 minutes. And I do that every day. And it's been 4 months. And it's still not getting there. But anyway, I was seeing this doctor once a month to get an x-ray, see how my toe's doing. Really it doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do. I'm just doing this little physical therapy. Anyway, I was seeing him. Can't see him anymore. Gone. Lost my health insurance. Gone. Can't do my shoulder physical therapy anymore. Gone. Done. My eyes, with all the gunk, never going to know what they are. Can't figure it out. Health insurance. Gone. Done. My therapist, who I see for therapy to talk to because I'm sad. Gone. Can't see her anymore. Done. Health insurance. Gone. Got new health insurance. Doesn't kick in for 2 weeks. You got to wait till August 1st. 2 weeks I got no health insurance. I get my new health insurance. Turns out it sucks. None of my old people take it. Can't see any of my people anymore. What a time. So with my eyes, I simply just put, I had pink eye drops, because I had pink eye, I think like 2 years ago or something. And I had drops, so I was doing the drops. Then it eventually just went away, but it took a while. But then I hit up my friend who went to the Mexico trip, who texted us that he got E. coli. And I go, hey, dude, did you have like weird fucked up eye stuff with your E. coli? And he goes, yep, that's a symptom of it. I was like, damn, dude, so I guess I got E. coli. Because everyone had diarrhea. Lord knows everybody had diarrhea. That's not necessarily E. coli. I did stay one night longer than everybody else in Mexico City. Great city, by the way. I mean, huge. And a lot prettier. I mean, the area we were in, at least. There's some areas not as good. We were in the classic, where all the tourists go. Roma Norte, Hippodrome, and Roma Norte. Those are like the hot spots where pretty much everybody stays around there, I think, for the most part. And it was really nice, very green. Very green. Really very tree-lined streets. Stayed an extra day to save money. I bought my flight too late. Some scheduling things went down. I had to get my flight really late, so it was really expensive to fly back with everyone else on Sunday. So I said, I'll just stay an extra day. It's a trip. I like to travel. And boy, was that last night very, very scary and weird. The city was just shut the hell down. It was shut down. And I'm all by myself. This was like 21 people, I think, were on this bachelor trip. And that was the last one. Got a cheap hotel, stayed there. Didn't know what to do. Looked outside at the street. Seems really quiet. But I see a Ferris wheel off in the distance from my hotel room. And I had seen it a couple days ago, too. A couple days prior. This Ferris wheel lit up off in the distance. Looks really cool. Looks like it's in this park. They have a big old park right in the middle of the city. Huge park. Looks like this Ferris wheel might be like deep in the park. I see that from my hotel room. I say, I'm going to take an edible, 10 milligram edible, and walk over to that Ferris wheel. That's what I'll do tonight. And I'll go on the Ferris wheel, high as hell. Get a nice view of Mexico City by myself. One last night. Kind of lonely. It is admittedly a pretty lonely thing to do. But it's fine. That's why you do the edible. You make it funny. You make everything funny, and then you're not as lonely. Or you're super lonely. But I decided to walk there. I'm just going to go down to the street and see the Ferris wheel in the distance and just walk towards it and find it. And then get on it. And I'm sure that'll be like a fun area. There's probably like food trucks and stuff around. People are lined up for the Ferris wheel. I'm sure it's like an area. I'm sure things are happening. So I start walking, and I'm walking down this big street. It's pretty, it goes through that big park I was telling you about. Huge park. This street just goes through the park, but the park is closed. They're closing the park. A lot of the gates are closed, and there's nobody around. And it's really dark. There's like street lights, so this is like the main street, but there's no one on the street. There's very few. There's not no one. It was just very, very few pedestrians. I would walk past a person every 10, 15 minutes. And I keep walking and walking, and I can't find the Ferris wheel, so I have to Google map it. I'm like, where is this thing? It's in the park. I find this, look at a map. I have to go off onto another street, kind of a side street going towards the Ferris wheel, and then it's really nobody. Then it's like kind of scary because there's nobody else. There was the occasional pedestrian on the first main street, but now it's nothing. And I'm just walking in this park, and I'm pretty fucking high. I walking through like it looks like an entrance to like the zoo, and there's nobody around. And I walk up this path to where I can see the Ferris wheel in the distance, and it is closed. It is not spinning around, and there's nobody under it. It's not open. And this was about an hour and 15-minute walk. And so then I turn around and I start retracing my steps, but when I go to leave, I get locked in the park. Like the entrance to, I think it's kind of going towards a zoo. Kind of, I'm sure it's very nice in the daytime. There's like nice steps and ramps, and then this big gate. And they were locking the gate as I came back down from this hill looking at the Ferris wheel. And this guy is locking it up, and I was like, I'm trying to leave. He doesn't speak any English. I don't speak any Spanish, really. And my voice is shot, like it is right now. I just talk for a little while, and I immediately lose my voice. But this was, after 3 days of heavy, heavy party, my voice is just gone. I'm screaming at this nightclub. Screaming at this trans woman not to leave me. Please don't leave me. I love you. I did. She was lovely. My voice was truly shot. And he calls to this woman who comes out with a big fucking, a big utility belt and a big gun. It's heavy security. And she has to unlock this gate and let me out. And this guy on a bike, luckily also pulled up, and he was confused of why it was. I don't know. It seemed like he was confused why it was closed. So it felt like I wasn't crazy. This is odd that they are locking us in here. This guy was just trying to ride his bike. But anyway, then I got an Uber, and then an Uber back into town, and tried to go to a bar, and there was no one in there, so I left there, and then got food at a place on the side of the road where I ate this, I forgot what it was called. It was just a plate of just chicken and vegetables and cheese. An Alhambra. And I felt something in my mouth, really chewy. Thought it might have been like a chewy piece of bacon. And then I couldn't bite through it. And so I just pulled it out, and it was a fucking twist tie. Full 3-inch long plastic orange twist tie. And, I could have gotten, I suppose I could have gotten a free meal. But I didn't complain till the end. I told him after I paid my tab, it's so cheap there, it's crazy. This meal was probably like $5. Yeah, $5. I'll take a fucking free twist tie. I kept it for my bread. But I told him afterwards, I go, este fue en mi comida, which I think meant this was in my food. If I can recall, fue, isn't fue was? I never Googled it. Did it make sense what I said? But that is what I said. And he understood it, and he was like, oh, lo siento, lo siento. I'll tell you that. He understood it, no problem. But these two rappers came up as I was eating, and they were just rapping at people. I'll put this in the Instagram. I don't know what else I can really put from this episode. I'll include that in the Instagram post. These rappers that were just rapping at people. And I was sitting by them. They were at this restaurant, and people are just kind of being just politely kind of watching them. I thought at first I hated them, but then I kind of liked them. They were pretty good. And they were rapping to like the beat of Forgot About Dre. And there's these two guys trying to make some money rapping. It's a little aggressive, you know. But I thought they were kind of good. And there was also a mariachi band at one point behind me at the restaurant right behind. There was the only two places open like on this whole like a few blocks right next to each other. And one had a mariachi and one had these two guys rapping. But they never rapped to me because I was sitting by myself, and I think I just looked, let's just don't rap to that guy who was by himself, you know, awkward. Everyone else was like with other people, which was great. I didn't really want them to rap to me. I was kind of trying to look miserable so they wouldn't rap to me. But I was enjoying them, but I just didn't want them to rap to me. I was enjoying watching them rap to other people. And then when they were done, I ran after them, actually. They walked away, and I ran after them. I ran. And I went, yo, bros. And they turned around, and I gave them like $20. It was, how many, I forgot. It was in pesos. It was like 500 pesos or something. Which, yeah, it was 500 pesos, which is $25. I just like, I don't know. I was really high, and I was just like happy to be alive after like that scary. When I was leaving the park also, there was it walks past like the military. That's why they have this like super armed woman. They have like a military center right there. And they have these bushes that, you know, you can like sculpt a bush. People sculpt a bush to look like a sheep or a moose or an animal. They had bushes sculpted, shaped like soldiers, like military people holding guns, machine guns. And I was just walking by that. I think I took a video of that too. I'll share that as well. So that was my like final night in Mexico, and I just couldn't believe how much the city was so alive. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, just packed, and I was in a really busy area, touristy, busy area. Every bar is just a lot of fun. But on Sunday night, they were all closed. It wasn't even that they were not busy. They were all closed. I reckon they're just like, you know, they're just not a Sunday. They're just not a Sunday country. They like a siesta. They're not a big Domingo fiesta crowd. They're more a day of rest. So that was the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, it's been a nice summer, but upward and onward. I'm really excited for fall. I love fall. I'm honestly not. I like the idea of summer, but I wouldn't call myself like a summer fan. I like the fun. I like the idea of like a barbecue and like going to the beach as ideas. A lot of times they can be, especially going to the beach, is an ordeal, truly. It's honestly more of like an ordeal to have to do. But it is fun that it's like people do that in the summer. But logistically and biologically, I'm a winter guy. Give me winter. Just give me the cooler air. Give me football. Give me more nighttime so it's not weird to drink. Give me Christmas. Give me Thanksgiving. Give me Halloween. Give me Valentine's Day even. Huge fan. But no, the winter months are awesome, man. Don't hate. Summer's cool. I like that everyone is like generally like happier. I feel like people are happier in the summer because I think people in general don't feel the way I feel, and I do appreciate that. But I'm just a night boy. I'm such a little night boy. Get it dark. I'm always squinting when it's bright out. Oh, you got to go outside and it's just bright. Sunglasses don't really do anything, do they? You're still squinting under there. Don't act like you're not also squinting under there. It's so bright. The sun, it's burning in your eyes. And you're going to wear this a thin little thing in front of you that's kind of dimmed. Now you're squinting back there. But at nighttime, you don't squint. At nighttime, you hardly ever squint. You could stare directly at the moon and not squint. Night Sky app. The Night Sky app? Yeah, do that in the daylight. A lot of fun. I'm being sarcastic, of course. But that was pretty much my summer. Okay, here's my list. I talked about the Birdies thing. Anything else of note from that? Oh, I didn't finish this part from the family reunion. We went to, as my cousin was driving me. Sorry, very ADD episode happening here. Really jumping all over the place. It's just been too long. This is why I got to do more regular episodes. I can really focus on one thing. And just stop doing this. But, as my cousin drove me to the airport, and I was going to be pretty early. To the airport. I was going to maybe just go, we were going to go see Albany. I was flying out of Albany International. But then we saw a sign for Saratoga. And the races that we were going to go to on Friday had gotten washed out. And I was really upset because I really wanted to go to the Saratoga racetrack. I'd never been to a horse race before. Some of my family wasn't as excited for that due to all the animal cruelty and things such as this. But I did. I wanted to see it for sure. I wanted to see him shoot one. No, I didn't want that. Would have been a cool story though. But I was going to get to the airport so early. See the Saratoga sign. My cousin goes, "Why don't we pull up? Want to go see Saratoga? We can like drive by the racetrack. At least we can say we saw the racetrack." I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what if there's races happening? I think there's races happening right now. She's like, oh, maybe. So we drive to Saratoga, and the races are happening. And you could drive right by the track, and you can see like the stands. You can see the track. You can just drive right by it and see it. I'm like, oh my God, there's people packed in there. I go, because we're so early, we decide if parking is like cheap enough, let's park and like let's go see one race. And we did that. We parked, got a parking spot, and then I was like, oh, that's what I did. I looked it up online. I go, if it's like $100, I don't know how much it costs to get in here. But if it's expensive, let's bail. If it's cheap, we can find parking. Let's go see. We have time to watch one race. And then still get to the airport. Albany is not a busy airport. And so we went in. It was only like $11 to get in. And you can just go and you can walk straight to the front gate that goes up against the track. That's how fucking close you can get. Or you can pay more money and sit in like an assigned seat, but you're further away. It's more comfortable, but you're further away. If you're only going to watch one race, we got the perfect spot. Go straight up to the gate. So we each made a little bet, went to bet on it. It was really stressful trying to figure out like how to bet. We were just like asking people, running around, trying to find it. And then once we got there, trying to figure out how it works, it's super confusing. I'm also very stupid. But I think it was pretty confusing to know how to work these computers. You can't put money in and bet on a thing. You have to like put money into one thing and it gives you a voucher. Put the voucher into the betting machine and then use that. Blah, blah, blah. So we made some bets. I actually bet on a horse to get first place, and it got fucking first place. But then I didn't find out till later it was like the favorite. So it wasn't really great winnings. I bet $10 and I won $12. you get your $10 back. So they give you $22, but so I won $12 off of that bet. But to pick, I didn't even know it was the favorite. I went off its name. Oh, what was its name? Fuck. I forget. It was like a really ugly name, and that's why I picked it. I don't want to pick the horse that's got the cool name. My cousin had gone to the racetrack. Some family ended up going a different day. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to wake surf, and I wake surfed. And I got up on my first try. But some other family ended up going to the track, and he came back and said, yeah, I bet on a horse called Cold as Hell and lost. And I go, yeah, because that horse has a really cool name. Everyone's going to bet on Cold as Hell. This horse, damn, I wish I could remember its name, but I'm going to look it up. I think I have it on my phone somewhere. And I'm going to post it. Hey, just a little treat. I'm going to post it at the end of my Instagram caption. How about that? Or I'll take a picture of it and include it in a picture somehow. Horse number 2. He won. Starts with a P. It was like some really lame, like, very industrial sounding name. You wouldn't think that you would ever name a horse this. But I read about his whole history, and you can go on this website and look up a horse, and it'll show its parents and then its grandparents. I read all about this horse's lineage. And yet, here I am not remembering its name. But we go to the race, and this track is bananas huge. They start the race, and we can't see the horses at all. We have no idea. They just make an announcement, and they're off, and we can't see anything. We're looking at the track right in front of us, and the track goes so far back, it must go halfway into the fucking town, because we're watching these horses on a TV screen, and we can't see any horses anywhere, not even a cloud or anything. And we're watching them on this screen, and we're like, is this happening live? Because I don't see any horses running. And then these specks in the distance, they start coming. People start going, there they are. Your parents telling their kids, there they are. See, there they are. They are so far away. I had no idea how big a horse track was. I can't even tell if it's the riders and the horses over there, or if it's like cars way off on the highway, way down the road. I'm like, what is over there? People are going, it's the horses. I'm like, okay. They come around the corner. I'm like, oh my God, it is the horses. They're so far, and you just watch. And we're up against it's just me and my cousin. New cousin just dropped, and we're having some good ass times. And we're fucking at the fence, and we're leaning over, and these horses come running at us. And you can just hear them. They just start thundering, and the audience starts yelling and screaming. And these horses that have it seems like they've been running just through where there's no people the whole rest of the race. Then they come around this corner, and now here's everyone at the racetrack, and we're all cheering for them. That must be a crazy moment for these jockeys coming around, and where the crowd just starts roaring, and the horses' hooves are just thundering. Ga-ba-bum, ga-ba-bum, ga-ba-bum. And they are just coming at you, and they're going so fast. It's crazy. And then they run in front of you, and I see number 2 right in front, and that was the one I picked to win. I also picked another one to win, and I lost that bet. So I lost 10. So I ended up winning just $2. But I was hoping I thought they would be more underdogs. I didn't realize, didn't realize I was going to win only $2. If I picked the winning horse, I think I would have thought it would be some sort of a plus 300 odds at least. There's 6 goddamn horses. This horse was fucking plus 120. Looking back. But I never would have bet it. I never would have made that bet, and that's why I'm a bad gambler. I would never make a bet with odds that short. It's just not worth it. Give me long, long shots. And watch me lose. All I do is lose no matter what. But it was a crazy experience. I would love to go to a horse race again. But they are pretty bad, I guess. They kill the horses and stuff. But they mostly don't. And then the horses get to run around real fast. It's really cool. I actually am really happy for them. They get to run around. They seem very happy. They seem very happy, and the jockeys, they like spank them, and the horses go, "Ow, stop." So they're all just like goofing off and having a good time, and they run really fast. But it was a lot of fun, and there's a big outdoor area with like vendors and people having picnics, and it's a whole little fair, almost like it's like a little craft fair kind of a vibe outside. Very cool. And that may have been the last thing. Let me go down my list again. The Birdies story, the reunion story, Mexico. My birthday in Florida. That's it. Please do come out and see me in Florida, whether you're in Naples, Wesley Chapel, or Miami area. Because, Lord, I don't know. I can be a little rusty. Who knows? Man, that set at the Birdies, that was my first time headlining in 2 months. And, yeah, I don't want to be going that long. I can't be going that long. I do get lazy. So, it'll be good to get back up on the horse. Number 2, preemptive strike? Nah, what the fuck was his name? Number 2, get on your horse and come on down to these shows. Because I'm going to get back up on my horse and hopefully, get some shows under my belt. Big tour coming in October. I do think a bunch of those shows are probably not going to happen. But I'll be posting about that soon. A lot of Northeast, a lot of New York, little Pennsylvania, a little Vermont, Maine. But a lot of, like, New York State shows in October. So come to one of those. Tell a friend. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you for listening to episode 25 of Laser Show. And I promise you I'll see you guys next week with my Carolina Panthers deep dive episode. I'll talk to you guys soon. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Dance, dance.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance.